بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
So the next thing, we'll try to understand how the OSPF works. Now basically OSPF process is very lengthy. We'll try to get into more details as we progress. Now this is like an overview of how the OSPF works. Like the entire OSPF process goes in 3 steps or 3 phases, we can say. Like the first step is they will establish the neighbor relationship. Like if you take an example, this is my topology. Now in this topology, let's say I got a router 1. Now the router 1 will establish the neighbor relationship with the neighbors. Like these 2 routers becomes neighbors first, and they establish some neighbor relationship and they build some neighbor table, and that is like the first step. So similar way, all the routers will try to establish the neighbor relationship by sending some hellos. We'll try to get into that more in detail in the later on sections. As I said, this is a little bit overview on the entire process, what we are going to see in the next little bit more details. Okay, so just like you got a new neighbor, you got a new friend, probably you'll try to establish the neighbor relationship by sending some hellos. And once we are establishing the neighbor relationship, once we do that, then they will start exchanging their own databases. So technically we call them as linked state database. That's what we call it as. And exchanging the linked state database is nothing but, now these 2 neighbors, once they become neighbors, they will exchange their own information, like whatever the information they have, probably the routes, they will exchange with all. Okay, so it's a method of sending out their own LSAs to neighbors. They will send this LSA, that is linked state advertisements, to its neighbors. Like this will send to this router, and that router will forward it to next router. Like that it will go on. Okay, so once they advertise their own LSAs to all the neighbors, and once they come to know, then probably they will, based on this LSAs, again they will figure out how many possible routes are there, and based on that they will decide anyone as a best route. Again, the best route is calculated based on the metric. As I said, there is a separate formula for that. We'll talk about that in the metric section later on. And this best route will be installed in the routing table, and this best route will be used to forward the traffic. So which means all the traffic which is being forwarded, it will use this route as long as it is working. So if this route fails, then it will start forwarding from the second best route automatically. So at the end, the main purpose of doing the routing is to forward the traffic from one network to another network, choosing the best routes. And in order to decide the best route, before that there are some specific process happens here. Like initially they must establish the neighbor relationship, and then they will exchange their own databases, and based on that database they will figure out how many possible routes you have, how the network is connected, some information on that. And then finally they will figure out, okay, there are multiple paths, now which is the best route, decide that best route and write down that best route in the routing table, and then forward the traffic.